Welcome to Gridiron Thunder with me, Thor, and Kevin, Dr. Otaku. Welcome back. Week 4, we here.
We have returned. We've returned. Weaker.
A little bit weaker, not gonna lie.
Spoiler alert. Bad things happened to us.
Yeah.
The Super Parlay did abysmal. The worst it's ever done on the history of this podcast. Yeah.
It's gotten worse. Yeah.
Which, Thor, you promised me that we were going to get better as time went on.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did at all.
I think I said that.
As we'll talk about all these games, just a quick agenda rundown. We're going to talk about the top newsworthy games of the week, 6 games that were, in all the headlines. We're going to touch on the other games that happened before we jump into week 4 preview, primetime games, the games we want to watch, the zombie survivor picks. We'll talk about
We both died. We're both zombies.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. And the Super Parlay. But yeah, as I'm sitting there watching football, I was watching it with my dad. I'm watching the Packers lose, which we'll talk about. I'm watching the Falcons get blown out by 30 points in a shutout. And I'm just trying to think of why and trying to analyze everything in real time. And I'm asking, how could this happen? Like my dad has said for the last 20 plus years of me watching football with them. Son, that's why they play the game.
He sounds like an old, World War II veteran.
I mean, it's a very famous saying when it comes to football because on any given day, any team can be any team. It can be a number of factors or, that's why football is so unique. It doesn't matter if you're the better team. There's always that small chance that the other team can win.
It's a fight. My favorite quote ever is everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just get hit quick. You don't have a moment to recover, and then the game starts to get away from you, and you start to panic a little bit. You get in your head. Fear, panic, dismay. A lot of those things lead up to, even with a good team. I mean, there's a lot of teams that I felt like were cracking under pressure today from teams that we weren't expecting, which we'll get into more. But yeah, no, I was watching the game in all sorts of ways. On my phone, on TV, sometimes both. I would have one game on the phone, one game on the TV, depending on.
That's what I was doing with the Rams because that's my team, but I also had Red Zone on, of course.
Yeah. I just had stuff going crazy. I felt like a super analyst, and then I just watched with shock and horror as our parlay just got ripped to shreds.
I think that happened with a lot of people this week.
If it's your first time watching this show, our parlays have always been off by 2, 3 max, and that's pretty impressive because we pick every game. We do great. I'm always proud of us. It was 8 games wrong this time, which is
I thought you said 7. 8?
But then Monday happened. Oh no, we were okay. No, sorry. Yeah, we were right. No, Monday happened. It was 7 before Monday, and then it became 8 because I did watch that shit. Yeah, no, exactly.
It is a super parlay. They will never hit. Parlays are known as loser bets, but it's like a lottery ticket. Maybe 1 week. There's hope.
Super winner bets is what they're known as. But we'll get into it. We'll save it for the end. We always save the parlay for the end. So if you're here for that, I'll put a timestamp of when we start doing the parlay. But as you have probably heard, you probably shouldn't follow our advice, but we're still going to do it because it's fun.
Better than most.
We do.
Maybe you're just like, you know what? They're wrong about this game. And then that's one of the few games you get wrong. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, I'll save it for the end, but I have a trick we're going to try this time. Yeah, a parlay trick. We're going to go into the spiritual realm. I talked with some witches before I started recording. So yeah, we'll get into it.
I'm intrigued. I want to just watch till the end of the episode. You got me.
Speaking of witches, do we want to quickly touch on the Taylor Swift curse?
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when the Chiefs and when we talk about Sunday Night Football. Travis Kelce still doesn't look too good.
Okay, we'll get into it. Let's go.
We'll get into it. All right, the top game of the week, the top newsworthy game. Everybody's been talking about it. It was the game of potentially maybe the Super Bowl. Lions at Ravens. The Lions go in there, and they're the Lions. Why did anybody doubt them? Why?
Because of Jared Goff, man. He was, okay, come on. It was looking, let's be real, it wasn't looking great for the Lions right away, but it was a good game the whole time, right? But you could see the panic. You could see the goof come in here and there. For the first, correct me if I'm wrong, but just from pure memory here, Like the first 2 quarters, the Lions were scoring, but they weren't they weren't thrown touchdowns by Goff, right? It was like Lamar Jackson was scoring.
It was such a good game because it was literally like Lions take the opening drive, score. Ravens take their opening drive, score. Lions stall out, Ravens stall out. Lions score, Ravens score. I mean, if you look at the box score in the first quarter, the Lions and Ravens both score 7. Second quarter, Lions and Ravens both score 7. Third quarter, Lions and Ravens both score 7. It's really in that fourth quarter when the Lions, and it looked like they knew what they wanted to do. And the Ravens, when they got to that point, almost kind of seemed panicky and then almost defeatist. If you watched them on the sidelines, we can talk about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has opened up every game this year with a fumble. He hasn't really had that fumbling issue.
But he didn't fumble in the open of this game. It was like at the ass end of it. Yeah, I know. It was a very important fumble. It was tragic. I literally screamed. I was laying in, because it was, of course, it was Monday nights. I'm laying in my toddler's bed, putting him to bed, and I started screaming at the phone when that happened, waking him up.
My wife has Derrick Henry on her fantasy team, so she was screaming. She was like, "No!" She was like, "I thought you said Derrick Henry's good."
He's like the best.
He is. He's a king.
He's the best. Watching him that game, like, it's amazing watching him play. Like his like it looks like the game's on fast forward mode. Like, it's just,
he's a freight train.
It's insane.
But he's still
I mean, but listen, that fumble that happened, it wasn't like sloppy play or anything. It was a
great play. It was a great play by Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah. Perfect. Just punch out. Derrick Henry really didn't have a chance. And I mean, he was so frustrated when he got to the sideline. I don't know if you saw that clip.
Yeah, I saw it live. He threw his helmet. He freaking fell over. Like, yeah.
I saw one meme where it was just him like falling onto the bench, and it's like when you sit down on the toilet late at night, but the toilet seat's up. Which, as soon as I saw it live, I was like, the people are gonna meme this, like poor Derek.
Yeah, I felt bad.
It was so like, frustrated.
He had a really good game. I mean, how many yards did he pull? He
didn't have that good of a game. They kind of shut down the running game.
The Lions did a really good job reading
yards, but it was only off 12 carries.
Good job reading the Ravens defense, which I think is what started causing their frustration, because that's what I saw mainly on the sidelines, was them just being like angry.
Yeah, it was frustration,
which wasn't a good look. When you compare Lamar Jackson's like reactions to everything going on to Hurts on the Eagles, like, it's a very different type of like. Yeah, stratagem, energy.
It's a little more panicky, like shaky compared to the Eagles, where it's just calm.
Yeah.
And there is that conversation with Lamar of like, this is what we've seen when it comes down to these points. Like, he's great. He's elite, top 3 QBs in the league. Give me him on the Rams. Like that, of course.
Yeah, like, shut up.
But there is that conversation to have. And I do wonder, because, no player can ignore like media talking points 100%. They may say, "Oh, I don't pay attention to that stuff." They may say, "I never have that shit on." But they know what's being said about them. And I do wonder if like that shakiness for the Ravens, especially, who have consistently gotten to that, near the mountaintop, but never to the peak. I wonder if that just is kind of seeded into this team now, where they feel it inherently. And the QB and the coach, Harbaugh, like Harbaugh has been held in great standard for a long, long time, but it does go back to him as well, a little bit of that shakiness. Like, the QB and the coach can't like pull them out of that, or at least we haven't really seen it yet, them get over that.
Like, I did watch pretty much the whole game. It could have really gone the other way. It was a coin flip game.
It could have. I mean,
and the Lions defense really owes the game. Their offensive runs, like, they took so much longer on the offensive team. I can't remember the exact stat, but the Ravens offense was hardly on the field in comparison. Primarily because they would score a lot faster, or they would turn over the ball really quick.
Yeah.
But typically it was scoring for most of the game until towards the end. The Lions, Goff was making some ridiculous plays. I'm just gonna point that out. No. They got luck thrown at them with the fumble and everything. Like, Goff let a lot of early scores get away from them that really should have been at least better attempts.
I think they did exactly what they wanted to do. And when they had, they got stopped a few times, but I mean, still they put up 40 points.
No, I mean, it was a great
38. Yeah. But it is like there were some absolute dimes. Another person my wife had on her team was Amon-Ra St. Brown. A few of those just drops perfectly over the shoulder that Goff was able to deliver. I do think this game puts to rest the they miss Ben Johnson conversations. I mean, I want to see it more, but there was inventive play calling on fourth down, which the Lions were known for with Ben Johnson. I don't know if you recall that touchdown where it was an option play where Goff pitches it to Amon-Ra St. Brown in the backfield, who is a wide receiver, not a running back. And then he has the option going into the end zone to either keep it or pitch it to Jahmyr Gibbs, which he pitches it to Jahmyr Gibbs. There's nobody who's able to catch him. Too easy, it looked like. I mean, that's a gorgeous play design to get two of your best offensive weapons, the ball in their hand and the ability to let them make a play. It was gorgeous. I mean, and that's the kind of stuff that Ben Johnson was known for. And now, he's in Chicago with the Bears. So people,
the Bears.
Oh
boy, we'll get to that. But I hear what you're saying, and I don't know. I know at the start of the season wasn't great for the Lions, and it's too late to ask if they're going to have another undefeated run, but you and me both had our doubts that they were the same Lions from last year. I still think I have those doubts. I think the Ravens, again, on a different day, could have easily taken that game by a much bigger lead. I mean, I don't know if the Lions have it in the long term.
Ball, and then, what if they go down and score? And then, we're having a whole different conversation. The Lions, are 1-2 as opposed to the Ravens being 1-2. But yeah, I mean, also we have to just touch on David Montgomery's 72-yard run, which is the longest run of the season so far. He's not the speedster. Jahmyr Gibbs, speedster on the team. They're called Sonic and Knuckles. Jahmyr Gibbs is Sonic. David Montgomery is Knuckles. But I mean, their running game was just absurd. 224 yards on the ground. They crushed him. They grinded him out. And that's why they scored more in the fourth quarter. So.
No, it was a great game to watch. I'm really glad I caught that one live. It felt like I was watching the Super Bowl. So hopefully we get a Super Bowl.
Potentially like could be. All right. Anything else you want to say about this game?
No, honestly, it was a great game. I'm happy to see both those teams play again. Rams versus Eagles. One question for you, Thor.
Good job, Lions and Ravens. Good game.
Good job. Yes. Yeah, no, seriously. Rams, good job. That's at the end of the day, like I have my favorite teams, whatever, but I just want to see good football. So I love to see
good football's fun. And that's what I miss in the offseason. All right, Rams, Eagles. Yeah. Hit me.
What happened?
All
that talk. Yeah. All that talk. I'm so glad we recorded these conversations.
Not much talk. It was stout analysis, and you were like, the Rams are going to get crushed. No, first of all,
what happened?
Yeah, so let's talk about the first three quarters, okay?
I'll let you tell the story.
When it's 26-9, both Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are crushing it. It's exactly what I was kind of thinking. They were able to run the ball. The Rams are actually the most efficient running team in the league, which is kind of crazy. I was telling you how their entire offseason was built to stop Saquon Barkley, and that's what they were doing. The Eagles couldn't do anything on offense. The Rams were able to go up and down the field. However, the cracks that began to show were they kept getting into the red zone and they had to keep settling for field goals. There was also an early mistake by Matthew Stafford, who expected Zach Bond to blitz.
He got picked right away.
Right to him, which led to their points, which was really the only offensive showing that the Eagles were able to do up to that point. However, the Eagles defense buttoned up. The Rams
they did not panic.
The Rams guards got hurt and they were able to start getting that interior pressure quick, which slowed down the Rams offense. And then for the Eagles offense, they accepted we can't run. The Rams DBs, their top DBs hurt. Their secondary DBs are undersized. We have AJ Brown, who's 6'3", 230 pounds as a wide receiver. I mean, they just start throwing these like 10-yard hitch routes, and AJ Brown literally just grabs it with like the Rams DB all over him, and like a toddler just kind of like, and then they just kept doing it over and over and over again. Oh, tush push. Okay, here we go. And the Rams weren't able to stop it. And then Cardi. I don't know what to say, man. So with the guards being hurt for the Rams, and you're able to see this in the all 22 breakdowns of the plays. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, two of the Eagles' defensive tackles, are able to get low leverage on the backup guards for the Rams, which causes them to get a consistent push on the field goals and jump at the perfect time, deeper than they would be if it was the starting Rams guard. And they're able to jump at the perfect time, get the block on the field goal. A lot of teams go an entire year with one block field goal. The Rams had 2 block field goals.
Well, hold on. First of all, why are you blaming Cardi? It's not really on him. All right.
It's low. It is kind of on him.
It's on his line, bro. Is it not on the line? Okay, educate me here really quick because
he should have
been. The kicker
been
just has to be timely and accurate and powerful and on point, right? Like he has to be protected.
There's different
you have to block that kick
that he can have. Typically, the lower.
It's not Cardi's fault. And the reason why I back up that it's not Cardi's fault is that across the league on Sunday, there was block kicks like crazy. I was telling my wife, I was like, dude, you usually only see like 1 or 2 of these a year. Like you do not see
there were
this
2
much.
block field goals, 4 touchdowns within 5 minutes of each other.
But across multiple games, I can't remember all the games. Yeah, I'm sure we can look it up really quick. But it was like
Bucks and Jets is what you're thinking about.
More than that, it was a ton of games.
Packers, Browns.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Listen, I think there's I can't tell you what it is exactly. I have to study this further, but I think there's a new technique that's been developed recently by these defensive coordinators because what explains this happening across the league, but not to every team, but to certain teams with certain new guys who've come in they have some meta up their sleeve that they're trying to keep close to the chest that's about to get revealed.
What's the meta?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Reddit will figure it out like in the next few weeks or whatever, but like there has to be something going on. That can't just be a coincidence.
So, again, I'm kind of explaining the factors that played into this with the Rams, and it is something that we can analyze a little bit more because it happened twice, back to back. Typically, so yes, the kicker needs to be on time, like you're saying, and, kick ball good, of course. Yeah, but what that means is when they're kicking a further field goal, the trajectory, the angle of the ball coming just over the line, it's going to be lower to the line because they need to get more distance on it. It was a 44-yard field goal, if I recall correctly, so which isn't that far. So it should have been a higher arc. So again, I do mostly blame the interior offensive line, but both can be true where it is a little bit of Cardi's fault, where he was crushing it earlier in the game when the Rams had to keep settling for those field goals. But it was after the interior offensive line started to crumble where Cardi started to get his kicks blocked.
So do you think he was like locked on do you think he was locked on like a default muscle memory because of how many long field goals he was kicking that day? He just like his foot just like
didn't kick that many long ones because unfortunately the Rams were getting into the red zone.
Yeah, they were in the red zone.
Close. That's true. Yeah. So Stafford missed a few. I mean, it's one of those games where as a Rams fan, it's like this. We could have won this. We could have won this. We could have won.
Yes, I know. Rams. Always, maybe. Always coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It's your ring.
But speaking of coulda, woulda, shoulda, and again, this is more like just educate me for a second. Because like when you watch soccer and when you watch hockey, substitutions are pretty common. Like they do it all the time. Even to the best player, they'll sub them out and stuff. Sometimes they're just getting tired, don't have a good game. Why don't they sub quarterbacks like more frequently? Like if a game is just not going quite... Yeah, like they have Garoppolo on the bench. Fresh. Just be like, hey, Garoppolo, take the last quarter. Take 5 minutes.
It's a huge talent level decrease as compared to the substitutions you're talking about. Also is a comfortability. Garoppolo's good. He's not Stafford.
I know. All I'm trying to say is that...
Yeah, if you look around the league, like Jake Browning's not Joe Burrow, and also the QBs don't get as exhausted as the positions that you're talking about. Like, for example, on the defensive line, there's substitutions all the time.
Yeah, I know that.
So rotations, and that's way more intense. Like, quarterback's hard. It is the hardest position in football, but it's more of a mental game. It's more of a timing position.
Right. Yeah. But because listen, like if I was sitting here playing FIFA manager mode, right, and I'm like looking at my players' stamina stats and all that stuff, I'm trying to manage a game out. If I'm seeing Matthew Stafford just like not again, I'm not saying he did bad the whole game. I'm just saying, like, as it started to peter
There were a
out,
few throws.
let's say the mid third quarter, it's starting to peter out a little bit. The Eagles are starting to make a comeback. It's like, okay, we're having a mental moment here. Why don't I just do a quick switch up with a good quarterback and just get some fresh plays? Maybe you only do it for one drive just to like switch it up, and then you throw Stafford back in. You know what I mean? Like,
So
you're allowed to
yeah.
do that legally, so it's like, might as well take advantage of it
So
and like
let me
mix it
ask
up.
you this. So Jimmy Garoppolo was Tom Brady's backup, right? So okay, Tom Brady misses a throw. You have the chance to put in Jimmy Garoppolo for the next play. Would you rather have Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, but Matthew Stafford's not Tom Brady. We have to calm
He's
that.
top
We have to
10
calm
in,
down.
like a lot of QB statistics, man. I was just arguing with a friend about his Hall of Fame eligibility. He's like top 10 in passing touchdowns, top 10 in passing yards.
Listen,
He's
I'm not
arguably
mainly.
52 game-winning drives in his career, third all time.
I'm not arguing talent at this
Only
point.
behind Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
I'm not arguing talent at this point. I'm really just trying to ask like a strategic, tactical question.
You're literally arguing talent.
Because there's like stats and all that stuff. I get it, but like in the real world, it's freaking Sunday. You're tired, whatever. You ate a bad burrito. Like, there's real world things that just are hard to equate for with stats like that. And sometimes
Stafford was still good in the game.
He threw a pick in like 2 seconds. I don't know. Whatever.
Well,
good game overall. It was entertaining.
Point still stands. Stafford misses a throw for the next play. McVay's calling this. Who would you rather have for that play, Stafford or Jimmy Garoppolo? I mean, dude, Stafford. It's not even close. All right, Eagles. Yeah, you guys are good.
No, I mean, yeah, it's everything that the Ravens were lacking when it comes to like that calm attitude. They just played the Madden cheat codes. They just knew how to do it. They didn't freak out. They didn't make a ton of mistakes.
AJ Brown owners in fantasy, I'm one of them. You know, it was good to see him get production. Devonta Smith was crushing it. They passed because they had to. I was talking about this with the Chargers earlier in the season. What makes a really good team is they see what the defense is doing. They know what the defense's game plan is going to do, and then they adjust and they're able to execute and attack what the defense doesn't want them to do, or what the defense is giving them, I should say. So the Rams defense was able to stop Barkley, was able to stop the run, not able to stop the perimeter passes. So they start throwing perimeter passes, and they're able to execute because they have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, arguably one of the best wide receiver duos. Yeah.
And again, yeah, just they have an organization right now, and it's scary to watch them, honestly. But it was a good game again. Glad to see good football happening. Week 4 really, like a bad parlay means good football happened, unfortunately.
Yeah. Speaking of bad football, so a reason a lot of parlays.
So I didn't watch the Packers-Browns game. I saw some memes and some highlights, but it wasn't my game. It wasn't my Survivor pick, so I didn't pay attention to it too much. Can you tell me what happened?
The type of person who would enjoy this game.
Actually, really quick, sorry to throw you off your flow, but I have a football history question.
Oh, hell yeah.
During the Lions-Ravens game, Troy Aikman was one of the commentators.
Yeah.
He was who Tom Brady replaced, right?
No, Drew Bledsoe is who Tom Brady replaced. Actually, yesterday, 9/23, 13 years ago. No, not 13. 23 years ago, Drew Bledsoe got hurt and Tom Brady replaced him. So 9/23 was the date. Fun stuff. Troy Aikman. I mean, come on, dude. You're a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I saw his name and I was like, oh, I should care about him, but I had a really hard time like remembering at the time. Anyway, it was bugging me. And I didn't want to look it up because I was like, I just want to save all my football stuff for tonight.
He's who won the Cowboys Super Bowls. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, running back, Michael Irvin.
Smith,
yeah.
Yep. I saw their. I went to the Cowboys museum in the stadium and I saw their stuff. I should remember this, but it was a while ago. Okay, so sorry. Packers Browns. Lay it down.
So yeah, the type of person who would enjoy this game. One of my darkest moments was the 2018 Rams versus Patriots Super Bowl, where it was 3-3 going into late in the fourth quarter. The type of person who enjoyed that game would enjoy this game. It was just really good defense, you know? I mean, Myles Garrett on one side, Micah Parsons on the other. Joe Flacco couldn't get anything going. Quinshon Judkins, it looked good. He didn't play at all in training camp, so, you know, it's interesting to see these players who are able to come in to the team after missing the few weeks and not practicing during training camp, but they're able to just go. Sorry for Dylan Sampson. He was looking good early in the year. But again, the Browns really couldn't get much going. It was the Packers who had some opportunities, but they just kept getting stifled by one of the best defenses in the league, which is the Browns. And I do think it was a situation where the Packers were maybe a little bit too high on themselves and a little bit didn't take the Browns defense seriously enough, which can happen a lot in the NFL where it's called a trap game. Have you heard that term before? I mean, it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean it happens in FIFA a lot because there's such disparity between the clubs that the weaker teams will take advantage of the fact that like, oh, they're maybe not going to start this person or things like that.
Yeah, it's like the Rams played the Titans last week, and I was thinking like, oh, they're playing the Eagles next week. Titans, they don't need to worry about Titans too much. But then that happens, the Titans whoop. So, trap game. I'm not saying they didn't take them seriously. I don't know what's going on inside the Packers locker room, but Jordan Love getting chased down by Myles Garrett over and over, him holding onto the ball because just none of his receivers are getting open downfield. There were times where he wanted to throw the ball away because he was going to get sacked, but he would just hang on to it because there was no safe place for him to try and throw it and take a sack. And then, yes, there was a blocked field goal late in the
Throw it out of bounds, bro. What?
It's difficult, man. When you have like a 6'6" guy in front of you, it's tough to even get an angle sometimes, especially when that guy is Myles Garrett, arguably one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the entire league. So
that's fair.
On the other side, though, the Packers defense is still arguably one of the best defenses in the NFL. It was the Browns offense, which is not elite offense, but they did enough. They were able to drive down the field goal in the final seconds to win it. Yeah. I mean, I'll say it right now. It's the reason that my survivor pick is a zombie pick. I was just picking whoever the Browns played. You said it was going to bite me. I didn't think it would come against
I wasn't expecting that to be today.
Favorite Green Bay Packers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well, I did warn you. That's why I was trying to pick teams that weren't too obvious because it's good juju to stay alive. But unfortunately, it didn't happen for me either. And listen, just for the record, I picked the Cardinals not because I thought they were a great team. I think they have a great defense. And if you watch that game, I still hold to that. It wasn't a super high scoring game, and the defense was crushing them. They were doing great.
We can talk about it. Did you have any other questions about the Packers Browns though? Jordan Love, Joe Flacco, Jerry Jeudy. Not too much to say because it was a defensive struggle.
I like seeing a defensive struggle, but again, I didn't really watch it, nor do I care about the Packers or the Browns. All I can say is don't bet against the Browns. Never live them down.
Am I?
They're always the team I pick when I play Madden because I want to rebuild a team, So I always pick the Browns. So I have love for them for that reason, but I never really watched them. Yeah.
More power to you. All right. The next newsworthy game, we're getting away from the main headlines, but this is still an AFC West divisional matchup. Broncos at Chargers. The Chargers are good, man. Chargers are really good. They suffered a really bad loss with Najee Harris, who ruptured his Achilles, if I recall correctly, which is a season ender for him. However, that did give Omarion Hampton a chance to shine, which I've been harping on the Chargers and the Raiders to try and get their top shelf rookie running backs going. And unfortunately, that injury did allow Omarion Hampton to get over 100 scrimmage yards in the game, both receiving and running. Justin Herbert is a beast. I mean, my God, just the way he's able to scramble, his decision making, the way he's able to just chuck bombs when he needs to, or just perfect out routes to Keenan Allen, which again it's great to see him back in a Chargers uniform, him and Quentin Johnston. But they're the leading receivers. Ladd McConkey, who was their breakout star last season, he's third in receiving yards for the team, which is just crazy. From the Broncos side, this was a really good game. I don't want to make it seem like the Chargers were just crushing them. They did not. This came down to the final seconds as well, with the Chargers barely able to beat them because of Cameron Dicka, the kicker. I mean, the Broncos defense is good. It really was just a back and forth struggle. The difference, I think, was the quarterback play. Bo Nix has shown some struggles this season. Bo Nix was like a top 10 QB last year. And with Sean Payton, you can still see the flashes of amazing game plans. Cortland Sutton is great. I really, really like Cortland Sutton. J.K. Dobbins is still looking good. I'm so sorry to any R.J. Harvey fantasy owners. He was hyped up as one of those rookie running backs. He had 2 carries for 2 yards. I'm so sorry. J.K. Dobbins had 80 yards. It's good. I mean, the Broncos are good, but unfortunately, you look at the AFC West standings, and the Chargers are 3-0, and now the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chiefs are all 1-2. They're both, all 3 of them are 2 games behind the Chargers already, and that's tough.
No, the Chargers are. You called it. You called it early. I actually kind of doubted you, to be honest with you, because I wasn't really seeing it in the offseason, but it shows what I know, because the Chargers are probably top 3 contenders right now.
Well, it's tough to trust anything with the Chargers because Chargers going to Charger, and that's just, a saying in the football world. The Browns are going to Browns, the Jets are going to Jet, the Chargers are going to Chargers. There's these cursed franchises.
Well, the Lions used to be that way, though. The Lions used to be cursed.
Lions going to Lion. They still haven't gotten a ring. They still haven't gotten to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they did great last season. So, they kind of broke the curse a bit.
I mean, they did kind of lie in that.
Yeah, well, that's Goff's fault,
So, man, could you imagine Matthew Stafford with the Lions?
Wait, wasn't he on the Lions back in the day?
Yes, that's been a very, very common joke whenever Jared Goff has a late game interception. It's like, man, could you imagine Stafford with this team? Or like when Stafford struggles with the Rams, it's like, man, could you imagine Goff with this team?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. Again, just really, really good football. Marion Hampton did fumble, and then, yeah, just good defense. I really, really like the Chargers defense a lot. Derwin James, I think, won AFC Defensive Player of the Week. And it's just, that's what I was going to say. The Chargers offensive line is missing Rashawn Slater. That is, if you're going to pick a weakness of this Chargers team, that is kind of where they're lacking right now. And that is one reason I thought Marion Hampton wasn't, really showing out, was because every time I watched a running play from them, he was having to break a tackle as soon as the play started. And he still only averaged 3.7 yards per carry, which is not good. Typically, you want to be like over the 4 yards per carry line. But yeah.
Listen, sometimes it's a slugfest. Sometimes it's trench warfare, and we saw that again, back to back. Okay, again, I'm going to ask you again, Thor, with Panthers Falcons, because this was also a shocker for the parlay. What the fuck, Falcons?
The fuck? Yeah, it's
such an offensive team. It's one thing for them to lose, but to literally
it's not good.
Score no points.
So there's some things happening with the Falcons. They fired their wide receiver coach this week after this game. Okay. I mean, that's probably good because Bijan Robinson is your leading receiver for the year. And you have Drake London, who should be a top 10 receiver in the league. You shouldn't have your running back through 3 weeks be your top receiver. That's not good.
Okay, hold on, really quick. I don't know this. What is a receiving coach doing to get fired over this? What does a receiver coach do for a receiver that they're not doing?
Well, so basically there's a positional coach for every single position. And sometimes they can be difference makers. And a lot of times, like, especially with McVay, or like those type of head coaches, like the Lions, for example, they brought up positional coaches to replace their offensive and defensive coordinator because they lost both of them in the offseason. The McVay hype, when he was like truly the boy wonder, yada, yada, there was a trend where basically his tight ends coach was getting like a head coaching job. Offensive line coach was getting his DB coach was getting like coordinator positions. And it's like, oh, wow, McVay's barista was just interviewed for the Lions head coaching job. That was it. So
that's pretty funny.
They do play important roles. Basically, they have breakouts during practice where they watch film, and it's just like, the coach and like the 10 receivers that they have on the team. And they're breaking down the routes and they plan exactly what they're going to do. And then they all come together as a team and they execute the entire plan together and they run through the plays, yada, yada. So it's big. It could be.
Like
I don't know what it was doing.
It's like building software.
to get fired. It may have just been a situation where he wasn't doing good enough. And then you have to look at the fact that you just lost to the Panthers 30-0. And you have to remember that you don't have a first round pick next year and you're sitting at 1-2. Because
There will be blood.
There will be blood, my son.
Yeah, I think he just got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. I don't know how much it really plays into it, but,
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
I hope it's good. I do have faith in Drake London. A lot of people are losing faith in Michael Penix Jr. I think Michael Penix Jr. he's still good. It's just the offense. They're running the same offense that they had when they had Kirk Cousins. And a lot of people were saying, wow, they can't even run a proper offense with Kirk Cousins. No, there's just something broken in this offense. And I mean, yeah, Michael Penix Jr. less than 50%. Oh, he was exactly 50% on his throws for only 172 yards and 2 interceptions.
Against the Panthers.
Including a pick 6, which that's how the Panthers scored, 30 points in this game. But also, enough about the Falcons collapse. Props to you Panthers. Ted McMillan still looks good. It seems like they really hit on that first round pick. Thank you, Bryce Young, for showing something. He still wasn't very good, but he was efficient enough and he didn't make the mistakes. And yeah, I mean, the defense, for some reason, the defense is good now. I mean, the rushing defense was historically bad. It was like the worst rush defense in the last 20 years, but the last few weeks, they've been one of the best run defenses in the league. So there's some weird things happening. That's why they play the game.
Right.
I think it's a fluke. I do think it's a fluke, though.
But if we were going to look at the curves of these two teams, just because these guys are going to be outliers in future parlays, I'm concerned about these guys. They're hard to understand.
Yeah.
They're wild animals.
Both these teams are.
On the curvature of their futures the rest of the season, do you see it going upward or downward on average?
I do. I still think the Panthers are going to win like 5 games this season, And I still think the Falcons are going to win like 8 or 9 games this season.
After that, you still believe that? You don't think they're going to be a 4-win team?
But divisional games are weird. They are weird. And maybe there was something happening with the wide receiver coach that was really screwing with the receiving. Because again, that was their main issue. Again, Bijan Robinson is their number 1 receiver, which again shouldn't happen. Drake London people are drafting him ahead of like Puka Nacua, in fantasy draft. Yeah, that hurts now, huh? I'm so sorry to everybody. They're broken. I believe though. I believe in Penix. They need to start throwing the ball deep, and they're just not throwing the ball deep. They're throwing everything to the line of scrimmage. I think the average throw yardage for Penix is like around 8 yards, which is terrible. So,
yeah, just run it at that point.
Well, they couldn't run it because the Carolina Panthers defense is good at run defense now.
Apparently.
That's
okay.
Play the game.
Now for the part I've been looking forward to. The curse is broken.
Is it?
Yes, I know it's the Giants.
It's the Giants.
But if it was a real curse,
they would
by a witch, they would have lost against the Giants. But they won it, and they won it decently. Yes, Travis Kelce himself doesn't look great, but that's because this is football, and he's old. He is at an old age for a tight end, and he's had there's a grueling career. He didn't coast his career. He's had a grind of a career. Exactly. So it's like your body's not going to be hanging out for much longer. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, so there's a few things. Briefly, since I was just talking about it, Bijan Robinson is the number 1 receiver on a team with Drake London. Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for the Chiefs still through 3 weeks.
Because he's fighting for his life, bro. He's running for his life.
Fighting for his goddamn life. Their top running back hasn't broken 100 yards for the season.
Because they're not able to get away. The reason why Patrick Mahomes is running for his life is the same reason why the run can't get going. Their line is just you predicted it coming into the season. You knew that it was going to kind of be this way. Yep. They don't have a proper line like they used to. They lost a lot of people. Plus, they're getting old. So Mahomes is running away. That's the only way he can really kind of get away from defenders is from the throwing position. If they pass it off for a run, it's just there's nothing. A running back has to have something. They don't have the same kind, unless they do a an option play where they pitch it or something.
Yeah, but
then
it's
you
also
can.
like it's not the Raiders and Chargers where like I believed in the talent at the running back position and I
Yeah.
was like, they just need to give him holes. I don't feel the same way about Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. I really don't. Because there's a old adage where a good running back cannot fix a broken O-line. A good O-line can create a good running back. So I think
Absolutely.
it's a little column A, column B. But yeah, it's also the fact that their top target right now is Tyquan Thornton, which he looks good, but it's just they're lacking, And again, Travis Kelce only had 4 catches for 26 yards.
Well, again, like if you look at the stats from the last few years, like the Travis Kelce Mahomes connection was like the source of a lot of their gains. So the fact that that's kind of missing now, it's like a broken piece of their puzzle. Is like
That's kind of how it was last year too, if I'm being honest. They dialed it in later in the year, which maybe they'll do that again. But there's a lot of visible frustration from Travis Kelce on the sidelines, where he's getting into arguments with Andy Reid, he's bumping into people, he's frustrated, which is
that.
a different level.
I loved Andy Reid's response to that though, because they came up to him during the halftime, like, "Oh, I saw you guys fighting. Like, how do you feel about it?" He's like, "Oh, it's good. That's good. I guess it makes you better at football."
Emotions. It's good to have emotions.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
with toxic masculinity. Everybody's like, "Oh, talking about emotions is dumb," but then you get like Andy Reid, and it's like emotions. It's good.
No, yeah, like that's literally what fuels like everything. Like you gotta get in it. But I mean, I would be frustrated too, man. Like some of those drop passes were seriously like, absolutely no reason. It's hard for me to watch stuff like that and not be like, are you trying to fix this game or something? Like it's crazy. Like they were,
and we're saying all this, and the Chiefs beat them 22-9. Like
right. I'm primarily focusing on Travis Kelce.
We don't feel good about the win. Like it's good you got the win. You were supposed to get the win. And again, you didn't like beat them.
The Cowboys got this same win though. So like anybody can get this win. All you proved today is that your fiance is not cursing the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I mean, next week they could be 1-3. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But I mean, if they're 1-3,
it's better than 2.5%.
So before we hop off on this, Russell Wilson threw 2 interceptions. He played himself out of a job. The Jackson Dart era has begun in New York. Russell Wilson is no longer the starting QB. Jackson Dart, the 16th overall pick, if I recall correctly. Excuse me if I'm off a little bit. First QB drafted, Cam Ward, I'm so sorry. The least talked about number 1 pick of all time. Jackson Dart, he's got vibes. He's a vibey guy. Tyrone Tracy went down with an injury, another running back injury, which gave a rookie running back an opportunity to shine, which he did. Cam Scadaboo looks good.
Scadaboo needs to be stopped. He's hurting everybody.
The maniac. He seeks out. He's
hitting his own teammates.
Yes, he is. He's insane. There was an interview with Brian Daboll where he was just answering questions, their head coach. And in the background, you just heard,
oh my God, that was Scadaboo? I didn't know that was him. I was like, who the fuck is yelling?
And Brian Daboll was just like, that's Scadaboo. And then again, like 5 seconds later, he's just like laughing.
Check that guy. Check that guy's pee, dude. You gotta fucking give him a drug test. He's on one, bro. He is like, he has to be stopped. He's a problem. He's gonna hurt everybody.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Jackson Dart getting in there, Cam Scadaboo.
I like Scadaboo. It's fun to watch him.
They need to get Malik Neighbors more involved. I mean, he had such a good game against the Cowboys, but he was shut down in this game. Only 2 receptions for 13 yards.
He's playing a real defense.
Yeah,
the Cowboys don't count. Just like how the Giants don't count, the Cowboys also don't count.
Yeah.
An irrelevant team beats another relevant team. Does anybody even hear it fall?
Well, it's kind of what we're about to talk about, right? But once we get to the bottom of this list, the others. Not really the top newsworthy games. Still some good tidbits, especially at the top of this list of the others, kind of like honorable mentions here at the top, like the Bears and the Cowboys.
I wanted this to be the top news item just because I couldn't wait to talk about this.
Okay, I'll clear the floor. Go for it.
Caleb Williams. I've been rooting for him, but he's been disappointing. I still like him as a person. I think he's great. I hope he has a good season, all that stuff. He's one of the young quarterbacks I hope like blows up, flowers into something great. Had his best game against the Cowboys.
He looks really good. 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, again, I'm happy, Caleb, you finally have a win. You have a 1 week where people can't talk too much shit, I guess. But let's talk about what really happened. Who was missing on the Cowboys that allowed such a shitty quarterback, who I do have a fondness for, who's not good at this game right now, who's not on a good offensive team, to just walk all over the Cowboys defense? I wonder what could have been wrong, Jerry. Mr. Jerry. Did you get what you wanted, Jerry?
Yeah, if only they had some kind of just, difference maker.
Now, I will say, I think we kind of skipped over it during the Packers game. I should have mentioned this, but Micah Parsons didn't really have that great of a game this week, to be fair.
So on the defensive side, you can have like one of your best games ever, and you won't really see it reflected. I learned this when I was watching Aaron Donald, because it's like, oh, he didn't even have a sack. It's like, no, he was literally stopping anything that they wanted to do. Just because, like, oh, if he tackles somebody for like 1 yard, or if he's getting a holding penalty, which I did see on Micah Parsons this past week, or if they're running away from him, which is allowing you to overload one side. So he's not even getting any stats at all. They're not even running the ball his direction. There's still that impact of that player. Almost like an impact player, maybe.
No, listen. I wanted Micah Parsons on the Cowboys still, because this wouldn't have happened. The Bears would have been cage animal, corner, 2.5%. Pretty much what should have happened for the Bears. But they got a lucky break because they had a Cowboys with a broken defense.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is why I'm so frustrated with that team this year.
It all came together for the Bears. There's another reason that the Cowboys weren't able to score more than 14 points. It's because CeeDee Lamb went down with a high ankle sprain early in this game. And a lot of this offense runs through CeeDee Lamb, and as soon as he was gone, you saw their offense just tank. Dak Prescott's still playing well. I know you don't like to hear that this was his worst game, but it was still an 80+ rating for him. 250 yards still.
Because he doesn't do anything that matters. He doesn't do anything that matters. He's a scorer, runner.
It hurts me because I've lived through bad QB play. I've lived through really bad QB play, and it's good when you have somebody like Dak Prescott. But yeah, I mean, Jake Ferguson ended up being their top receiver with 14 targets to their tight ends, who Jake Ferguson is good, but still, you don't want to force feed Jake Ferguson the ball. And Javonte Williams does continue to look good. What a steal for fantasy drafts. On the flip side, the Bears' running offense was horrendous. They didn't really need to do too much, though, because Caleb Williams was spreading the ball around so well to so many different receivers. Remember when I was talking about the average depth per throw or whatever? Luther Burden, for example, his average depth of catch was 33.7. On average, he got the ball 33 yards down the field.
They had a nice practice day against the Cowboys. It wasn't even a real game. But the point is like, is this Caleb Williams finally syncing with his new coaches?
Maybe.
His new quarterback coach? Or is it just because it was the Cowboys?
Porque no los,
Listen, I want to believe Caleb Williams is finally sinking, because if that's true for the Bears, they can actually have.
I fear he could be streaky though. Like from last season, he did have, I think, 2 4-touchdown games as well. So what is a little more promising is just the entire system around him seems more cohesive. The coaching situation last year was a disaster, like I've told you about. They did start off 4-2 though, and then it all collapsed. So technically it's a worse start unless they win the next 3 games in a row, which they could. But like you're saying, I do hope it is. However, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic because I fear the next game he could have just a bunch of inaccurate overthrows, etc., and then we're back to having the same conversations of his inconsistency and him being a little bit streaky. So I want to see.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, unfortunately. But with the Cowboys, it's like, guys, this just happened. Like, what kind of season are we really looking at now? Because you have tougher games ahead of you, and it's going to look like a rough season for the Cowboys. If I don't know, I mean, what did they do to fill Micah Parsons' position exactly?
Well, they got Kenny Clark back in the trade, which is a defensive tackle, good run stopper. But they also got 2 first-round picks, so we're not going to see that until future drafts.
They threw the season away. They threw it away. Threw it in the trash.
Jera. Yeah. All right. Uh,
Womp womp.
I love the Bucks. I love Baker Mayfield. They're just so fun to watch.
I
They're
They had
just
the old school logo up. It was sick.
creamsicles. Yeah.
Dude, that
So
shit
that's
was
the
lit. That should be
creamsicle.
their main logo. I loved it. I was like, bro, this is like
So that's
my
when they were
favorite.
created back
Yeah,
in the 70s, I believe. But
it looks so good.
a little history tidbit for you. They had the worst record over 2 seasons. So it wasn't one continuous stretch in a season. They didn't have a winless season. However, they were so bad in both seasons that they went 0-26 over a span, which is still the record for worst record of all time.
And that was when they were new with the
That's
old Buccaneer.
when they were wearing the creamskulls.
Damn. Why would you even bring it back? That shit's cursed, man. But I mean, I like it. It looks good.
Oh, it looks great now. Yeah, it's great now, and people love it just because it is like that kind of old like throwback. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's classic.
It's disco, you know.
Classic.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes them stand out better. Like all the teams, like they start to blend together with these new modern designs. Like they look too similar. So it's like I like seeing these like more off brand colors come in.
Yeah. I will say Aaron Glenn, the head coach of the Jets, he had excellent dance moves as Will McDonald was returning that blocked field goal for a touchdown. But on the Bucs side, they're just hurt, man. They're surviving. Baker Mayfield is a stud. He's clutch. However, Mike Evans went down in this game, who's their number one receiver. Mika Ibuka has been a stud rookie running wide receiver. However, he was kind of limping around in this game. We don't know if he's 100%. Chris Godwin is back in practice after suffering a year-long injury late in the season last year, so we knew he was going to miss the beginning of this season. He's practicing. We don't know if he's going to be a full go this weekend. I stashed him on a few fantasy rosters. I hope he gets to the same level that he was last year. Their offensive line is struggling with injuries. Like they're just beat up and they need to get healthy. But the fact that they're 3-0 really, really helps. Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I can't honestly believe that they are 3-0, but
it's been fun.
I don't have too much to say about that game. It was fun. I didn't catch all of it, but it was one of those games I popped in on when other games were on break, and I caught some of the highlights, like the field goal block.
Yeah. So, all right. Hit me.
What I wasn't surprised by, but also kind of surprised, was the Bills-Dolphins game.
Yeah, perfect. Dolphins showed life, you know? They showed life.
They've been training their whole life for this moment. They trained specifically to play the Bills. But I'm telling you, like, this is this is a year of blasphemy.
Yeah.
This is a year of blasphemy just for me personally, because I'm talking shit on the Cowboys, which I've never done in my life. And I think I'm a Bills fan, dude. I think I'm going all in on the Bills. Like they love Josh Allen.
He's
like everything about them. Like it's just amazing team to watch. And you know, I'm from Miami. I should not be voting. I should not, but I can't help it. They're just the team this year, really, honestly. Like, even against the Eagles and Ravens, I'm still going to pick the Bills unless something drastically changes. But, like, as it stands right now, they're the team, dude. It was amazing to see that. And, like, yes, the Dolphins, again, they were that opening 10 plays, like you explained to me a couple episodes ago. They rehearsed it, they executed, they did it. And the Bills were like, it was a classic anime moment. They were just like, oh, okay. Wow, I wasn't expecting that from your power level, but you know, this is not even my final form, right? And then it just like the Dolphins, I just saw the Dolphins line get tossed around like children. Yeah. It was just ridiculous.
Of the trenches, I mean, they were just outclassed.
They were just getting noodled. It was insane. Yeah. So I never really was worried about for the Bills. I just thought it was cool. The Dolphins threw a couple good hits. I never
doubted it at all. It was perfect calm when the Dolphins were showing life. I was like, oh, cool, good for them. Like it was like
really adorable
tie game, I was like, oh, cute. And I think the Bills did have that same mentality there. They're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna keep scoring though.
Yeah, it was adorable.
James, but it was arguably one of the best running backs in the league through 3 weeks. So just had to throw that out there.
Again, it's just like when you watch Henry. It's like it's like they're fast forwarding the tape it's just insane to watch it. Like I don't know, dude. Like I know every generation gets like better naturally just because like technology and stuff, but like I don't think we've ever seen this level before.
It's fair.
Just being real with you, like it's beyond
Strength,
anything.
everybody's
My
faster, everybody's
eyes,
stronger.
but just these two guys specifically, they stick out in such a.
Josh Allen and James Cook, I think, are such a good duo. There's
I love
a
it.
part of
I
you
was
that
all about it.
wants, like a absolute number one stud in their receiver room, but I mean, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, they're able to do enough. They have good tight ends. They're able to go jumbo sets, which if you don't know what a jumbo set is it's when they bring in like a sixth offensive lineman and they play two tight ends and they only have one wide receiver on the field and then they just run the ball down your throat.
Oh, that's sick. I like
Yeah.
that strategy.
Yeah, jumbo sets. Yeah.
I didn't know about that, but that's like my new favorite buzzword now. I'm gonna be like, run a jumbo set.
Yeah.
But no, it was
All
an
right.
awesome game though.
Yeah, it went how people thought. People thought the Dolphins would roll over a little bit more. Typically in a coach's life cycle, when people know that he's about to get fired, you typically see this because the players don't want it to be their fault. So they show a little bit of life. It's like, no, we're not giving up, you know? However, the season is long and the will of those players may get broken.
Yeah, and what's his face? Tyreek Hill, the receiver on the Dolphins, just losing. Like you could just see it on his face, man. He was like, and again, I just couldn't help thinking to myself. I was like, if karma was a person, if karma was like an image, like this is what you should show people. Like, hey,
Yeah,
don't.
millions upon millions of dollars.
No, I know, but just from like a football play, like you were on the Chiefs, you were on a multi Super Bowl run, bro, and you fucked around, and now you're on the Dolphins.
There we go, huh?
And well, I mean, but they didn't trade him away. They got rid of him for I don't want to say political reasons. That doesn't sound right. Like for
they traded him.
No, but it was because of but it was.
I mean,
because
they didn't want to
of,
deal with them. Yeah,
yeah. What you call it? Moral reasons. Like
yeah, he's a diva.
Yeah,
Plus the off the field issues, of course.
Yeah. Those type of things. That's so like not really politics, but that's what I'm saying. I was just watching this game. I was like, bro, why are you even here? Why are you on the Dolphins right now? It's because you fucked up and this is your punishment. It's like so bad.
All right. Cards 49ers. You want to talk about it first? Your zombie survivor pick.
I'm proud of the Cardinals defense. Great hits. They were aggressive.
Yeah.
It wasn't a blowout or anything. It was a tight one-pointer game. One of the games that didn't get a blocked field goal kick. I was expecting it to happen just because everything that was going on. And then it didn't happen. And I was like, shit, I died. I just died in my survivor.
Yeah. So, Cardinals, there's a lot of issues going on. Kyler Murray, he's inconsistent. He keeps.
They don't have an offense.
Flashes. It's a real struggle. James Conner went down, their number one running back, done for the year. Trey Benson's their backup. We'll see how he is. We haven't really seen much of him. Marvin Harrison, come on, dude.
I could have gotten a jersey because the 49ers really weren't showing that well. It was just
Well, we'll talk
everything
about
was going.
Talk about our survival rules in a little bit.
Everything was going wrong for the Cardinals this game. They really should have pulled it off.
They really should.
I think Lady Luck was just kind of against them, and then they also didn't get the block field goal.
Yeah, I think Lady Luck is with the 49ers, because they are so hurt, and yet they are leading the NFC West.
I cannot believe
it. 3-0. The Hawks are 2-1. The Rams are 2-1. The Cardinals are 2-1. Technically the best division in football, but the 49ers have just had such a cakewalk of a schedule. Their QB is hurt, Brock Purdy. Their tight end, George Kittle, is hurt. Their wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk, is hurt. Their wide receiver, Juwan Jennings, is hurt. Their Ricky Pearsall is limping around. Trent Williams is hurt. Nick Bosa, their number one defensive player, he suffers a torn ACL. The 9 IRs. Every year, somehow they're back. Somehow Palpatine returned. It's just, I feel for him. I don't, because I am not a fan of the 49ers as a Rams fan.
They're winning. Well, don't feel bad for them. They're having the best season.
We'll see.
It is ironic that the Rams and the 49ers are both like teams that get hurt all the time and they hate each other.
I mean, the Rams had one bad year. The 49ers are every year. I don't know what's happening, but again, it is the trends where they're called the 49 IRs because they just put on IR. They just put people on IR over and over and over again. They need people to start coming back. Brock Purdy's practicing.
Too much mining. Stop mining all the time. Take care of your bodies.
Yeah. All right. What else? What else we got? We got the Hawks Saints. The Hawks crushed them. Saints are terrible, man. They're so bad.
No. I didn't watch that game.
Alvin Kamara's potentially a trade candidate. Jackson Smith and Jigba is a stud. I think he's nearing that kind of top 5 wide receiver conversation. Their run game looks good. Sam Darnold looks good. We'll see how they do against a better opponent. Like, really, there's not much else to say about that.
Yeah. You called that at least.
Yeah, of course.
You got one right on our parlay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got that one right. Jags Texans. CJ Stroud is just, what is going on with CJ Stroud? I've mentioned before that there was all this hype around him going into his second year. He struggled all last year. There's still struggles with the offensive line. That could be it. The running game itself. They're still missing Joe Mixon, which could be, good. The Jags have a little bit of juice to him, though. I need to see more, but Trevor Lawrence looks okay. They need to get Brian Thomas Jr. involved still. That's still a conversation. Travis Hunter as well. Travis Etienne. They did enough. This is another really close game, divisional game. The Texans are not in a good spot. Jags are in a much better spot. But they're both looking up at the Colts, which we'll talk about in a second. Any questions from this one?
No, just they're hurting without Mixon. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It's super unfortunate.
We'll see how it improves. Nico Collins finally had a good game, though. All right. Commanders Raiders. Jaden Daniels was not in this game. However, Mariota is arguably the best backup in the league, even better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah.
What?
So here's a great stat for you. Speaking of offensive lines, I mentioned this with Amarian Hampton with the Chargers. The opportunities he was getting, he was having to break tackles in the backfield. Christian Genty. He has 144 total yards this season.
He's in his head. He's being very
5 yards after contact. That means on average, he's breaking tackles in the backfield. That means on average, his yards before contact are negative.
How is that a stat against a running back? Doesn't that speak on
stat against the offensive line?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's on them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we knew this would be a problem with the Raiders, but I mean, Genty is not. I mean, you kind of called this a few episodes ago. I do remember you kind of being like, yeah, they have Genty, but he's going to get choked up in the backfield. Like, I'm pretty sure that's verbatim what you said.
Pretty much.
However, Genty is not. There's still more he could be doing, and all he's doing is saying
his pass blocking.
And all he's saying is, I'm not getting the ball enough. I'm like, you're getting the ball, bro.
I haven't really seen him say that.
He said that in a conference recently. I follow the Vegas Review Journal, Raiders Nation shit.
Yeah. Rodgers, Commanders, Raiders. Anything else really? I mean, Trey Tucker scored 40 fantasy points this week. He was a very popular waiver wire pickup. 3 long touchdown bombs. I do not expect that every single week. And plus, they had to throw the ball because the Commanders ended up putting 40 points on them. So.
I'm disappointed in the Raiders right now. I was really hoping for a new Raiders with this team makeup. I mean, Geno was definitely sketchy to count on, but they had enough going for them. But now it's the same old Raiders shit from last year is what it feels like.
Yeah, we'll see. They're a little hurt too. All right, so Pats Steelers. I want to believe more in the Patriots. Drake May does look good. Their running game cannot get going. Steelers defense is actually not that good this year, statistically. TJ Watt's off to a slow start. Highsmith is hurt again. Rodgers looks okay. There's not too much to say. I mean, I don't really know how to judge these teams yet. To touch on the Patriots briefly, they have a wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. Did you hear about him in the offseason?
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me about him.
On the boat with the drugs.
Wait, what? Okay, no, sorry. You didn't tell me about this.
He was on a boat with his girlfriend, whatever they are, Cardi B.
Cardi B?
Bunch of girls, yeah.
I thought she was married to, what's his face?
Nope. So he had a bag of pink powder. It was a whole thing. Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the Patriots, said he was going to handle it in-house. There's an interview today from Stephon Diggs' stylist where he got him and Stefan were at a club. Stefan, you can look up this interview, anybody who's listening. I'm going to paraphrase it, but basically in an interview, the stylist said they're at a club, they're going to go back to their house. Stefan Diggs slips him a pill, which he says they do every now and then, but this time this pill was some kind of crazy ecstasy. Starts feeling like he's never felt before. And again, he has done drugs, but Stefan Diggs starts like feeling up on him, tries to like make his neck in the car. Once they get back to the house, like the guy's just trying to like run out of there. One of Stefan's brothers ends up meeting him in an elevator. Two other guys jump him in the elevator because he didn't accept Stefan Diggs. And there's a video of him getting dragged out of this elevator.
My God.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The person who did this interview has been sued for defamation like 5 times before. So I don't know if it's true or not. Just that's the story that came out literally like hours ago. So wild. I wouldn't want Stefan Diggs on my team. I just think it's too much of a distraction. Plus, he doesn't really add that much. It's not like he's Drake May's top target. Maybe he's an impact player where he distracts. Some of the DBs, I wouldn't deal with it at this point. Just cut him, man. Like, give Kyle Williams a sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's touch on.
Man, they paid for him though.
Yeah, they did.
Tough spot.
He's a veteran. He's supposed to be really, really good. So anyways, Vikings, Bengals, the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. Brian Flores put the Bengals offense in a blender. Carson Wentz did exactly what he needed to do. Jordan Mason did what he needed to do. Justin Jefferson did what he needed to do. Jamar Chase.
Let's go Wentz.
Browning, they did not, and they got whooped.
Could you imagine if Wentz was on the Cowboys?
Man, could you imagine if the Cowboys had a player like Wentz? Nah, I mean, they didn't ask Wentz to do like anything at all. They didn't need to. There were, my gosh, that's right. Isaiah Rodgers, 2 Rodgers scored 3 touchdowns this week. Aaron Rodgers and Isaiah Rodgers for the Vikings. The impressive thing with the Vikings is he's a defensive back.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the fault can necessarily be put just on Joe Burrow missing. The Bengals, like,
they were shambles. Yeah, it's rough. Plus 3 pick sixes. I mean, if you take away 3 pick sixes, that's 21 points. So that puts them at 27-10. That's a much more respectable game.
No, but it's still the same issue that it's not about the quarterback in that situation. Not when it's this bad.
Yeah. All right. Titans, Colts, last of the others. Jonathan Taylor is arguably the best running back in the league. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones looks good.
Well, yes, the Colts, yes.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league?
He's great, dude. He's really good.
I know they're on one right now.
Working, man. Tyler Warren, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, their offensive line, Michael Pittman, Doug Pierce, who's actually in concussion protocol this week, Josh Downs. On the Titans side, Titans fans are pissed at their coach. Basically, there was a situation that happened in this game where there's a 4th and short. It would be a 57-yard field goal. They discuss it. They're not sure what they're going to do. It looks like they need to take a timeout. The Colts take a timeout. Okay, they got more time. They come out of the huddle and they still kind of seem like they're not sure what they want to do. If they want to kick the field goal, if they want to go for it, Titans take a timeout. Okay, they're going to figure it out. 15 seconds left on the play clock. They're sending out the field goal team. Okay, they're going to kick a field goal. Okay, they can't get set up in time. They take a delay a game penalty.
No, you can't kick it.
It's 62 yards. They still try to kick it. They miss.
Oh my God.
The Colts, before halftime, they go down and kick a field goal of their own, get extra points. Inexcusable clock management. That shit doesn't happen. All right, Titans, Colts are terrible.
The Colts are great.
Sorry, Titans, Colts game was a travesty for Titans fans. Colts are looking really good. I'm kind of starting to believe.
Now, how much is the Colts shit hype? Because this is going to fuck us up on parlays if we buy into this propaganda too much. You know what I mean?
They're playing the Rams this week. So it's a flagpole game, I think. Yeah.
What does flagpole game mean?
Basically, if they beat the Colts, they can stick their flag in the ground and say, yeah, we did it.
They have a good chance of beating it. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. All right. That was week 3, the games that matter.
One last news item that's not on the agenda.
Sure, hit me.
The football movie Him came out this weekend.
Oh yeah, Jordan Peele Studios, not Jordan Peele himself.
Yeah, no, he didn't write it or direct it. He's a producer of it, so he funded it.
Okay.
The best way I can explain it is like imagine Jordan Peele is a game engine like Unreal Engine or something, and somebody else used a Jordan Peele engine for like the assets, like everything
Yeah.
in the world looked
Yeah.
like Jordan Peele had made it, right? Like they used the
It
same
did have
artist or
that
whatever.
vibe. Yeah.
Right. Like the assets, like the couch, the character, the clothes, the monsters, whatever. But the story writing and just the football. The football made no sense. Like the stuff they were doing, like football
Football
related.
is so hard to capture in actual like
No, not
it's
really.
very,
I'm not
very,
going to
very,
spoil it. All I'm going to
very
say
good.
is I'm not going to tell you guys not to watch that movie, but I wouldn't spend money in the theater for it. I would watch it like on Netflix or something
Yeah.
whenever it comes out because it's fun. My wife said it was an entertaining movie to watch.
Okay.
But as someone who actually likes football, I found the movie frustrating. I feel like they could have taken it in a better direction, and they kind of just didn't know what they wanted. Kind of like the Titans coach. That movie was the Titans coach. They
Blunder.
couldn't. They just couldn't make a decision about that movie, and that's why it didn't stick for me. But anyway, that's the last news item because it's football related. I wanted to talk about it.
Well, I think it's sitting at like 49% in Rotten Tomatoes.
There's some funny moments and there's some cool moments, but again,
Oh, all right.
yeah, I mean Marlon Wayans is in it. It's pretty funny sometimes, but as a whole movie, I can't say it was good.
For sure. All right. The primetime game breakdown. We're going to talk about primetime games, then we'll go into the games we want to watch from the main Sunday slates, and then Zombie Survivor picks, and then Super Parlay. So, first up, tomorrow night, or today, because this gets posted on Thursday, Cards, Hawks. Your
Cards, baby.
Your pet team. Yeah.
Cards, baby. A good defense like that against a Falcons offense that doesn't know what it is anymore.
Against
They
the
lost their
Hawks.
identity.
Seahawks.
Sorry, Seahawks. Sorry, my bad.
That changes everything in your argument.
It absolutely does.
And the Hawks defense is way better. Hawks defense is like number 2 in the league right now. They're insanely good.
But they're not as entertaining. I'm going Cards. I think they got it in them. I think Dart is not going to be darting it.
It's not Dart. What are you talking about? Darnold.
Darnold, sorry.
Okay.
I was close.
Last names are kind of similar.
Yeah.
No, I think the Seahawks, Mike McDonald's defense is going to put him into a blender. That's like the third time I've used that
Do you want a smoothie?
metaphor tonight. Yeah, smoothie sounds good right now. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think he's going to continue to ball out. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Another reason the Cards lost that game. You remember how much I've talked about Will Johnson, their rookie DB, who could have been a steal in the second round because he had a first round grade. He fell to the second round because of injury concerns. Cardinals are
that's right.
top 3 DBs to injury. Will Johnson and so their number 1 DB on the field is like their 4th stringer right now. That's not good. No, a lot of teams would really, really struggle no matter who they're facing in that situation. So yeah, with the Hawks receiving core, I think they're just going to take that apart. I think the Cardinals defensive line isn't going to be able to do enough against an improving Seahawks offensive line. I think Kenneth Walker is going to continue to play well. Jack Smith and Jigba, like I was talking about. And on the flip side, I think, an Ernest Jones led defense by the Hawks, which is playing out of their minds right now, is going to continue to put on a show. They're in Seattle, if I recall correctly. No, they're in Arizona. Okay, so at least they have that going for them. They're not going to be facing the 12th man. I think the 1.5 favorite for Seattle is a little bit too low, in my opinion. I would smash that for the Seahawks. But a lot of analysts are also picking the Seahawks. I think I saw one, pick 'em sheet from like a bunch of the top analysts from NFL Network, like 12 of them, and 11 of them picked the Seahawks to win. So I hope I didn't just break your heart.
All I know is that it's going to be a lot of entertaining hits because that's what the Cardinals games are always bringing. That's why I like watching them. It's just like
divisional game. These two teams do not like each other. Battle of the Bird.
It's gonna be brutal, and that's all I really want to see. Because I'm crazy. But speaking of brutal, Packers Cowboys.
Day night. Been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Micah Parsons might murder Dak Prescott Sunday.
He said said in an interview he's going to feel bad if he sacks him.
He's going to feel bad when he hurts him. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, no, this is a revenge game of all revenge games. The Cowboys defense does not look good. They're not going to have CeeDee Lamb on the offensive side. They lost one of their Tylers. They had 3 really good Tylers on their offensive line. They lost one of them to injury, so their offensive line's getting hurt. Not a good time to go up against Micah Parsons and the Packers defense, and they're going to be angry losing to the Browns in that way.
Oh yeah.
The Packers are traveling to Dallas Sunday night on Peacock to AT&T Stadium, Arlington. The Packers are 6.5 point favorites, which is a decent amount. But yeah, I mean, it's a revenge game.
They're going to be burning Jerry Jones' effigy in the tailgates after this game because they're going to be so frustrated.
I mean, if Micah Parsons has like a 3-sack game or like a forced fumble return for a touchdown, it's all anybody's going to be talking about. It's going to be at the top of our news.
I'm going to hate watch this game.
Right now. You're going to hate
I'm going to hate watch this game.
Yeah.
Because
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Tickets as low as $47. What are we doing, Cowboys? You're not showing up for your team? It's crazy. $47.
I think the fact that someone like me has gone fuck the Cowboys this whole year, I think I'm not alone. I don't believe I'm actually that unique of a person. I think I am
more so than
joined by many other Cowboys fans in this emotion that I've been going through this season.
Yeah. I mean, it is on the same level as the Rams if they had traded Aaron Donald. Like,
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, people would leave. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
Unforgivable.
I mean, really, what else is there to say? Jordan Love needs to step up a little bit more. Josh Jacobs, I expect them to run the ball down the throat. Matthew Golden showed up a little bit against the Browns. I'm wondering if that's because he wasn't really part of the game plan for the defense to stop, because typically he's been going to his other receivers.
That is the thing.
Reed. I wonder if George Pickens is going to be able to step up. Are they going to force feed 14 targets to Jake Ferguson again? That would be wild. Javonte Williams, the Packers run is good.
I think they're going to have a game like the Bears just had. They're going to have like the best game of the season. And I think I said this last episode. I said everybody who plays the Cowboys is going to have their best game like that year.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a bad trend. Things will get dark in Dallas real quick.
They already are, my friend. They already are.
They're getting there. All right. So Monday night, again, we have a doubleheader. We have an AFC East divisional matchup between two teams who desperately need a win, the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets are flying to Miami, 4:15 p.m. Pacific time kickoff, with Miami being slight favorites in Hard Rock Stadium. They're favored by 2.5. Speaking of ticket prices, is this the lowest of the week? Yes, it is. For $26, you can go see the Jets of New York play the Dolphins of Miami.
Let's go right now. Let's buy it. I'm about to press buy.
$6. It's like, it's like a movie, Well,
I mean, both these teams are, 2.5% chances of not having a losing or making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're both at 2.5% now, because I think only one 0-3 team has made it to the playoffs in the last 20 years.
Yeah, we looked that up last time. Is this time for the Dolphins? I want to see them win one.
I don't know. I would lean towards the Jets, man. Just because of a vibe off. But it's bold. I don't know. I trust Aaron Glenn as a head coach more. I do like their weapons on offense. I like Breece Hall. He's looked good. I like Garrett Wilson. He's looked good. Tyrod Taylor is playing for Justin Fields right now at QB, and he played really well. It's just they've lost heartbreaking games. They lost by 1 point to the Steelers. They lost by a last-second drive by Baker Mayfield to the Bucks. It's not like they're losing to bad teams. They are competitive, and they're going down to the wire with good teams.
Yeah, but hey, the Dolphins gave the Bills a run for their money. All right, I know we never doubted the Bills.
They showed a sign of life.
They punched them in the mouth
in 3 weeks.
They punched the Bills in the face. Have the Jets done that? I don't think so. I don't think the Jets have faced that kind of caliber.
They scored 38 points in week 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dolphins will probably lose, to be honest with you. They have home field advantage, but that doesn't...
Towards the Jets. I do think this is really a coin flip game. It's tough. And I mean, again, divisional games are weird too. I wonder what the weather's going to be like in Miami on Monday night. Because you still got to factor in...
There's a hurricane coming in, aren't there?
Is there?
It's named after my wife. It's Hurricane Gabrielle.
Ooh. Ooh.
Let me
Yeah.
look it up.
Thunderstorms all weekend.
Yeah. Miami's gonna be lit.
And yeah,
Oh
not
man,
good.
I miss running through hurricane winds. I used to live in that part of the world. It was fun times.
You Florida
Oh yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. The other day, a couple weeks ago in Vegas, it started hailing at like 2 a.m. because we
Insane.
had like this. Yeah, it was crazy, and there was lightning and all this stuff. And my inner Florida man came out at 2 a.m. I started running outside, screaming, recording,
Like
loving
an
it.
American flag, no shirt.
Yeah, I was in my underwear, and I had my phone out recording because I didn't think anybody was
Love
going to
it.
believe me that it was hailing. Anyway,
Love it.
we'll see if that game gets delayed, or
Wait, it might be.
I don't know what the protocol is actually.
So that's the only time a football game will ever get delayed or moved is because of thunder and lightning. So,
It's hurricane. What about
or
hurricane?
I mean, if it's thunder and lightning, then yes. If it's crazy strong winds, I mean, if they're evacuating, then yes. But if they're not evacuating, then no. So,
Oh yeah, I want to see that. All right.
and then the second part of the doubleheader is the Cincinnati Bengals, the Jake Browning embarrassed Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Denver, who desperately needs a win in that AFC West division. 5:15 p.m. kickoff on ABC. Hey, we want to talk about ABC at all? Denver's
What about
favored by
ABC?
7.5. The whole Jimmy Kimmel scandal.
I'm missing all that. I'm
We don't
sorry.
understand that.
I'm not plugged in.
Denver's favored by 7.5, which is a lot. I think that's fair for a team for going against a team in the Bengals that just got beat down by 40 points. Jake Browning needs to show life. He needs to show that he can run an offense, period. You need to be able to get Jamar Chase the ball. If you can't do that, I think the Bengals might be looking at the Giants, who now have two tradable QBs in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, because I think that would be spicy. I'll throw it out
Winston.
in the ether to get Jameis Winston on this Bengals team.
That would be quite the play, actually. I could see that being really good for them. Yeah.
That'd be Mimi. Jameis just loves to throw the ball downfield. He doesn't care to which team he's thrown it to. So,
My
hey,
gosh.
the 30 for 30, man, the 30 touchdowns and 30 interception season by Jameis Winston was a thing of legend.
He might be the greatest of all time.
The GOAT.
Honestly, Tom Brady putting up those kind of numbers.
Yeah. So on the Broncos side, we need to see Bo Nix improve, get back to at least where he was last season. Cortland Sutton, I expect him to still continue to play well, especially against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. I'd love to see more RJ Harvey. However, J.K. Dobbins is playing good. Don't mess with the thing that's not broken. On the defensive side, you do need to stop Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Again, that's if Jake Browning can give them the ball. I do really like a lot of their defense, though. Patrick Surtain, he is with the team, so there was a little bit of an injury scare. Yeah, interviews. Jamar Chase is talking about how he has to prepare for Patrick Surtain, Pat Surtain, who was the defensive player of the year last year. So he's still a very, very special impact player for the Broncos. If Jamar Chase gets shut down, it's probably going to be because of Pat Surtain or Jake Browning not being able to throw him.
I hate games like this because it's looking dicey for our parlay. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a tough one to call. I would say Broncos because I think Bo Nix is going to get his shit together.
I'm not going to believe in the Bengals and Jake Browning until I see anything, because that was embarrassing. And I don't know if there's enough with the coaching staff and the defense and the quarterback and the offensive line and even Chase Brown, the running game, where I don't see the juice. The only thing I trust on that offense, on the entire team, honestly, is Trey Hendrickson on the edge for the defense and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins right now. So there's not a lot you can do when that's the only thing you trust on the team.
Boy, it's even worse because it's going to be like the last game of the parlay. So if we're doing it, if we're really doing it, and then this is the game we're holding.
I'm not that worried in this one. It's the Broncos, man. They're heavy favorites for a reason.
I have a funny feeling about this one. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. I mean, yeah, that's why they play the game. Literally, any of these teams can beat any of the teams on this list any given Sunday.
Exactly.
All right.
What games
do we want to watch? What do you think is the number one game for this week?
A number one game that's not a primetime game?
That's not a primetime game. Main Sunday slate.
Probably the Rams Colts, honestly. That's going to be a good ass game.
I think you're missing one.
Maybe the Chiefs Ravens?
Maybe.
That's to me, that's less exciting than Colts Rams because Chiefs Ravens feels like is more decided. That's fair. I think who's really saying the Chiefs are going to win that game?
That's fair. We can talk Rams Colts. I won't say no to that. I won't say no to that at all. You want to go first?
Oh no, that wasn't my pick. You were just asking me what people want to watch.
Well, then what are you picking? You're first up.
I'm picking the. I want to watch the. Oh my god, I just said it. What's wrong with me?
Rams Colts.
Yeah, no, not that one. Sorry, I said it in my head, not out loud. My bad. Bears Raiders. I think I broke the.
You're putting me in a blender.
That's gonna be great. You just steal it from me, so I picked it first.
I wouldn't steal it from you. I love this section every single week. I love your picks. I love them so much. I just go with the chalk, like, oh, this is a big game. And you're like, Bears, Raiders.
I go with my emotions, man. I want to see what happens. Like, I'm following the drama. There's drama right now on the Raiders.
Yeah.
I really want to see what Caleb Williams does against another bad team.
Absolutely. Yeah, against a bad defense. Bears are traveling to Vegas for the late afternoon game, 125. The Bears are favored by 1.5, so it's a coin flip game in Vegas's eyes, and it is in Vegas. Yeah, can Caleb Williams throw for 4 touchdowns again? That'd be great. Can they continue to get Luther Burden involved, who was their leading receiver last week? They need to get the running game involved. You can't have DeAndre Swift be your leading rusher at 33 yards. You just can't and expect to win week over week. But is Caleb Williams actually dialing into this Ben Johnson offense? It does take some time to learn. On the flip side, the Raiders show something. The Bears defense is not that good. It was cool seeing Trey Tucker get, 3 bomb touchdowns. Geno Smith, don't have another game where you throw 3 interceptions. The consistent work that Pete Carroll wanted. Ashton Genty, get this man some blocks. All right.
Get him some blocks. Again, he kind of pissed me off complaining about not getting the ball enough. I was like, brother, I've been watching you. You getting the ball. That's not necessarily the problem.
Get him the ball in.
And I just hate it when players say that.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a cop-out. It's like, dude. Yeah. Talk about the blocking. Like, talk about the shit that's actually happening in the game. But it's like,
he's like, we don't want to do that.
If they're gonna bring a guy like me here, this has to be for a reason. So they really got to do the thing they brought me here for. It's like,
could you imagine though watching that press conference? Ashton, how do you feel about how you played? Well, just the 5 people in front of me, they suck. So,
I mean, that's what I would say. Be like, bro, I'm fighting for my life.
I'm fighting for my goddamn life. Have you seen it?
I mean, I've been watching. But again, Genty's the type of running back that should be able to power through that kind of stuff, though. So I think it's just.
I don't know. I said it earlier. A good running back cannot make up for a bad offensive line.
But in anime,
besides Barry Sanders,
but in the anime, I Shield 21, a good running back can do anything. You should watch it. You should watch that show. You would love it.
All right, my first pick.
Yes.
I'm going Chiefs Ravens, dude.
Yeah, I know. And one last note about the Bears. I do want Caleb Williams to get a good game in against another bad team, which is going to be the Raiders, because they're going to have a bye week right after this. So if they can build some confidence,
good call.
Get buy-in that it's working for them.
Yeah,
have a bye week where they can continue to drill with Johnson and then go against a pretty decent team like the Commanders the week after.
Ooh, spicy.
Then I think they'll have a good chance. If they lose this game, then it's gonna hurt when they go.
Bad vibes.
Yeah, bad vibes against the Commanders.
And they're going to be thinking about it all week, and then it may snowball going against the Commanders. Good shit, Kevin. You're learning football.
Yeah.
To believe.
It's more like I'm coming back to life with football, to be honest. I feel like I'm cryogenically breaking through the ice.
All right. Chiefs, Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, 1:25 Pacific kickoff time. They are going to Arrowhead Stadium to play the Kansas City Chiefs. The Ravens are favored by 2.5 points. You typically don't see the Chiefs not favored at home. That is a very, very rare thing for like the last 10 years. Both of these teams are 1-2.
Yeah, but the Ravens
teams are losing records.
Okay, come on, calm down. We're only worried about one of these teams. The Ravens are going to get a nice, clean win.
Well,
They deserve it after a tough fought game.
I
They need
mean,
a win.
no matter what, though, I think
The Chiefs have only beat the Giants. They have only beaten the Giants. The Ravens have beaten actual teams and lost against a really good team.
I think one of the most interesting things about this game is no matter what, one of these teams will be 1-3, barring a tie. So I think it's a really interesting take to look at the Ravens if they lose this game, which I think would be an upset. They're going to be talking about Derrick Henry collapsing. Is he old? Lamar Jackson, he isn't clutch. He's not able to close out games. On the flip side, Kansas City, you were saying the curse is over. It's done. We're not talking about it anymore. If the Chiefs are 1-3 to start the season,
leave Taylor Swift alone. Why? Why are we even talking about her?
What else are we going to call it? What else are we going to blame the curse on? Super Bowl slump? Just a normal Super Bowl slump? That's boring.
It's logical.
It
Follow
is
the
logical.
stats, people.
No,
the stats would have told the story if Taylor Swift never even existed. Okay. Travis Kelce is an old man. He's about to settle down, make babies, live the Hollywood life. Good for him.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just the time of it's the season. Andy Reid should have made some changes. They should have traded Travis Kelce before the last Super Bowl when he was a hot commodity. Like they should have played the Madden game a little bit more seriously.
Yeah,
they rode the high too long. They didn't put down the crack pipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say 1-3 is much better than 0-3.
Yeah, I mean that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, so it's still not good. But basically, whoever loses this game is going to have a 15% chance of making the playoffs.
That's better than 2.5. So, hey.
That's better than 2.5?
I'll take those odds.
Not good, though. Only 35 of 235 teams since 1990. So only 35 teams since 1990 have made the playoffs after starting 1-3. The Rams did it last year. Go Rams, baby.
Go Rams. I mean, listen, I'm surprised. I get why you picked the Chiefs Ravens.
Of course, dude. You're have to. I mean, well, everybody's obsessed with this game. It's Patrick Mahomes who's going to be fighting for his life against an angry Ravens defense. Can they get their running game going? Is Patrick Mahomes going to be their top running back? Tyquan Thornton going to continue to be their top receiver? Xavier Ward is practicing. Will Derrick Henry fumble the ball? Will Lamar Jackson have a bounce back game?
You know how people, there's a lot of traffic and you're like, why is there so much traffic? It's because there's an accident on the side of the road and it's not blocking the road, but everybody slows down and then you're just sitting there like, come on, guys, why are we doing this? I don't care about this car accident. I'm not trying to look at that. I'm trying to move on with what's really happening, which is the front of the road, right? And that's kind of how I feel about the Chiefs-Ravens game. It's just a car accident on the side of the road that people just want to watch. And I don't care about watching car accidents. I want to watch some important stuff, some progressive stuff.
What game do you want to watch? What's your second big?
Well, I'm trying to leave the Rams games for you out of respect, but that's going to be a great game.
We'll both talk about it. You can pick it.
So, but no, I think.
Okay.
I think what I really actually want to watch more is the Eagles-Buccaneers game because I've been enjoying watching the Eagles, yeah.
I think that was my next pick.
I want to watch the Bills, but I really don't think I need to watch the Bills slam the Saints. So as much as I enjoy watching the Bills this year, I will pass this week.
This is fun, man. This is a fun game. I do lean. Okay, so Philadelphia is traveling to Tampa Bay in Raymond James Stadium. The Eagles are favored by 3.5 points. Over-unders at 43.5. I mentioned how hurt the Buccaneers are, and especially with their offensive line, that pressure that the Eagles are able to generate, I think it's going to be a problem. I really enjoy the Bucs running game.
Two undefeated teams, though.
It's two undefeated teams. It's great. It's great. One of these teams will be for. The Eagles did start to find their pass offense, which, you can attack the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, which, again, they're missing pieces like Kalijah Kancey, which I didn't mention earlier. They're hurt all over, man. And the Eagles are not that hurt. Lane Johnson is back, who did get hurt in the Rams game. They're offensive tackles, so they don't need to worry about that. I don't know. I think one of the only things is potentially the heat. I think that was what I was thinking about when I brought up the Dolphins earlier. Tampa weather for this week.
Okay.
Sunday, 90 degrees.
That's hot. That's hot in Florida, man. But I will say that though, Tampa is not nearly as humid. but like it's more livable. Tampa's a nicer area.
Okay.
It's like the bougier part of Florida compared to Miami, where it's like super muggy.
Miami's super bougie.
Miami is like ultra
Okay.
rich, but like the surrounding part of Miami is not
Gotcha.
bougie.
The real city.
It's kind of like Vegas, where there's like the Miami Strip, and that's like super millionaire stuff, and then outside of that is just
The normal city.
horrible. Not even normal. It's like below normal. It's like crazy.
For sure.
It's gotten a little better these days, but still not much. Tampa. You go anywhere, it's like anywhere else you go. It's a nice place. They got lakes. They got ice cream. They got stuff. It's chill.
He got ice cream.
Sorry, last time I was in Tampa, I got ice cream. So
hitting a core memory there. Ice cream. Father. So I want to see how Baker Mayfield does against this defense. I really can't stop thinking about the Rams just obliterating the Eagles for 3 quarters last week. I do wonder if Baker Mayfield's able to just dial into something and do that. But again, I just trust the Eagles way more in this game. They're favored for a reason. They'll probably be able to stop Saquon Barkley. He hasn't had a go-off game. Although, now that I think about it, maybe this is the moment where Saquon starts to rip off like a 50-yard run, 60-yard run, 70-yard run.
Yeah, he has to conserve himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're like necessarily putting him full throttle start of season. It's always a bad move. So, I mean, you'll start to see him break out.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
A team will never say, oh, let's hold off. Let's not try to really run them too much. Because they're trying to win every game. Every game is important. Not like
but if you can win other ways, you kind of save it, because the running back is such an attrition role. It's like you don't want to necessarily use that as your first.
They're going to try. I guarantee in the first, scripted plays of this, they're going to try to get the running game going, whether it's a
run, no, for sure,
with Jalen Hurts, RPOs, or with Saquon Barkley for sure. Good
Can't
game.
wait.
Good game. You know what? I'll do it. Colts at Rams. You forced my hand. All right.
It's going to be a good one.
It should be. I'm nervous. Nobody circled this game before the season. Now all of a sudden it's, a 3-0 team playing the 2-1 Rams. But the Colts are traveling to LA, 105 Pacific kickoff time. Rams are favored by 3.5. The over-under is at 50.5 points. That is the highest this week, which means they don't have a lot of faith in the defenses, which I think is a little bit wrong for the Rams. However, their perimeter DBs were getting picked on. However, Alec Pierce, the best perimeter wide receiver that the Colts have, is in concussion protocol and may not be in this game. Tyler Warren, their tight end, who could also pick on the Rams secondary, is also a little bit hurt, so the Rams could be catching the Colts at a good time. The Rams were able to shut down Saquon Barkley, who has not been playing as well as Jonathan Taylor with the Colts. So will they be able to shut down the run and force Daniel Jones to win them this game, which he has not had to do in this undefeated streak that they have? They've been a very balanced offense. Can they make them one-dimensional? How will Daniel Jones play? Is he still going to be, playing as good as Indiana Jones? How will this Rams defensive line do against the Colts offensive line, which I think is a strength versus a strength, which is always really fun to see. On the flip side, the Colts are missing a DB, so their secondary is hurting, and they're going up against Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. And again, the most efficient running game, which is the Rams, with Kieran Williams and Blake. So I think but I could absolutely see this being where, like, oh shit, the Colts are real. Which I'm terrified as a Rams fan. But I could see it.
Kind of a meme for being like pure luck at this point, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I buy the meme. I think people are just shooketh.
There's a bunch of memes right now with Daniel Jones being in the MVP conversation, which he is. And there's all these memes of like Josh Allen talking to like Lamar Jackson. It's like, no, I'm the best. I'm the best. And then it plays like the Anakin episode 3, like when he turns into Vader music and like a red saber ignites and it's Daniel Jones.
My God.
There's a bunch of memes about that going around right now. Because I mean, if the vote was today, then yeah, he would be. I do think it would go to somebody more like Jonathan Taylor, for example, to each their own. And I mean, Puka Nacua is like headed for the Triple Crown right now. He's just such a stud. They know where the ball's going. He's just so tough. Funny thing from the Rams game last week was Puka Nacua caught the ball. It was a little bit iffy, like, oh, did it hit the ground? You can't really tell. It looks like a catch. Instant replay is something that the NFL has now, where there's people in booths watching.
Yeah.
and they can just change the call immediately. So they changed the call. So they said, oh, no, it's not a catch. I was watching the game like, that's a catch. McVay has to challenge the play. He gets the challenge right. That was a catch. And I was like, ugh. The instant replay is supposed to speed up the game. One other tidbit that only the Rams and the Panthers surprisingly are doing this, to talk a little bit about kickoff and special teams. Basically, the average start position for the Panthers, which is the best in the league, and the Rams for their opponents is on the 20-yard line. The next closest teams are 30 plus yards on average. The reason this is happening is because their kickers are knuckleballing it into the 10-yard receiving target zone, which is forcing them to kind of receive the ball a little bit weird, because again, it's like a line drive kick from the Rams and Panthers, the only two teams doing this right now. And then they have to run it out. They can't just like sit on it and take the ball to 35, which is what a lot of other teams are doing, because the ball goes into the end zone, for example. So they're forcing them to return it, which they don't have as much room as in years past. This is kind of new for this season. I expect more teams to kind of start to do this like knuckleball kickoff thing, but it has made the kickoff way more important. Starting field position is extremely important. So yeah, it's very interesting to see. I'm excited to watch this game. I am excited to watch this game. Should be good.
Boy,
Win it.
Nervous about it. Nervous.
Yep. The 49ers, unfortunately.
Speaking of Panthers.
Yeah.
I think that's my next pick. Patriots.
Panthers, Patriots.
Reasoning is because I think it's going to be a very pivotal game for our parlay to be successful.
Yeah.
Whatever we end up picking, this game is going to make or break it. I have a feeling.
Interesting. Panthers, Patriots. Yeah, dude, it's tough, man. Yeah, Drake May is going to play a lot better than Michael Penix. He looks way better. I don't think he's going to have 2 costly interceptions, and I don't think he's going to have a pick 6 like Michael Penix did. But on the flip side, is the Panthers defense, rush defense specifically, that good? The Patriots were able to get something going without really having a running game last week. Are they going to be able to continue that? I really do think this matchup comes down to QB play. Who do I trust more? Do I trust Drake May? Or do I trust Bryce Young? I want the Patriots to be better than they are, and I've felt that bias within me the last few weeks. I still got to go with Drake May, though, I think. I think that's really what it comes down to. I think Drake May has been playing really well despite the outcomes the last couple weeks, and I think Drake May is going to pull it off. Any thoughts?
Honestly, I have no clue who is going to win. That's why I want to watch it, because it's like...
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I want to watch it because of the parlay, and I think it's going to mess us up, but...
I think a lot of these.
I want to learn more about these teams, really, because they're hard to understand right now. Yeah. So it's more of a study session for me, and also just praying to God that whatever we go with happens. I feel so helpless watching this game, to be honest.
Keep this money, please. All right, I'm gonna jump into the third game for me. I know we've kind of been honking for a while. I think this one's a little bit longer. I want to watch the Chargers go to New York and face the new Edward Jackson Dodd. It's going to be 10 a.m. East Coast game, which will be tough for the Chargers. I definitely like the Chargers. I've talked about that a lot. Their defense is one of the top 5 in the league. There was no right way to introduce a rookie QB. Next week, they play the Saints. You could argue that, but then, it's tough schedule immediately after that. So, and plus, you're not going to hide your QB from anybody. You're not going to say like, oh, well, their defense was tough, so we didn't play him. No, just play the kid. If it's time, it's time. Get him in there. He's got the vibes. He's got that swagger. Him and Scattaboo. Let's see what's happening with this Giants offense, man. Let's get Malik Neighbors involved, please, for my fantasy team. However, on the flip side, I expect Justin Herbert and Amarian Hampton and Quentin Johnston and Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen to just absolutely go buck wild on this Giants defense. Chargers are favored by 6.5. I think that's fair.
It's the only team the Cowboys could beat, so that says a lot. The Chargers are going to be 4-0 next week. Good for them. I'm surprised you picked this one. I kind of knew you were going to pick it because of the Chargers. You've been watching every Chargers game.
They're fun to watch, and I like I mean, it's a new rookie QB. I want to see how he plays. I like Scadaboo.
It is a inaugural moment. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
No faith, unfortunately, even with a new QB.
We can run down the other games that are happening in the main Sunday slate. Do you think there was a better option that you would have picked over Chargers Giants?
I mean, the Lions Browns would have been great.
Yeah.
Steelers Vikings would have been great.
So let's talk about it. I would really like to talk about. I really would have liked to watch this game. I'm not going to be awake for when it starts though, and the fact that it's starting at 6:30 a.m. is because it's in Croke Park, Dublin, Ireland.
You're not going to be awake? Wake up.
I'll probably be awake. My kids get up at like 6:30.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm like, I know you'll be up. Put that shit on with eggs.
I won't mentally be awake. Yeah, Vikings.
That's fun. That's in Ireland. I didn't realize that actually right away.
Excellent. Yeah, that's why tickets are going for $800 a pop. Tickets as low as $800. Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, Europe. What's wrong with you?
They go hard for football. Starting off the international games with a good one. This is kind of fun. It's fun. Carson Wentz, are they going to score 40 points again? Aaron Rodgers is going to Ireland. That's great. 2.5 point favorites. The over-under is kind of low. It's two really good defenses. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It's a good one.
Carson Wentz is the man, dude. I don't know why people don't understand this. Like, he's super underrated.
After this, just go ahead and look up his introductory press conference for the Washington Commanders. It's time to go ahead and start taking command. That gets me to hell and back. And he played terrible.
He's the man.
Commanders. They're traveling to Atlanta 10 a.m. Sunday morning to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Commanders are 1.5 point favorites. It's looking like Jaden Daniels is going to play, which is always a good sign. Terry McLaurin is hurt, though, so they're missing their number one wide receiver. Falcons, hey, they fired their wide receiver coach. Oh, and also the other part of it was their offensive coordinator has been up in the booth, which some, offensive coordinators do so that they can see the field better. However, their head coach, Raheem Morris, has him on the field for this week. He wants more personal interactions between their offensive coordinator and their quarterback. We'll see how that works out.
Weird.
Some changes in Atlanta.
Why does this feel like a remote work versus on-site debate in the making?
I swear I can get the same amount of work done.
That was literally where my brain went. I was like, my God.
Speaking of my God, the Saints are going to Buffalo. Woof. My God.
I'm so mad I can't pick the Bills for my Survivor pick this week because I've already picked them.
My God. The Bills are favorited by 15.5 points. That's
unreal for NFL.
Disgusting. That's
disgusting. For NFL,
I think that ties a record. The record may be 16.5, but 15.5 is so absurdly high.
That's like soccer odds because like soccer teams are so unbalanced that's what you normally see. But like,
it's so wild.
I get it. I mean, it would be foolish for them not to do
that. There's not much to say. We're just running through these. Josh Allen, James Cook, monsters. Defense is going to choke out Spencer Rattler. I mean, what is he going to do? However,
dude, I have a man crush on Josh Allen. Like, he's just the way his like attitude as he's like playing through it. It's like very like Goku like protagonist, like shonen protagonist character of just like
get behind. She's a famous actress. That's who Josh Allen proposed to this year.
Well, good for him. Yeah, I don't know celebrities, man. Come on, you know me.
Yeah, she was in Sinners.
I've never seen that. Oh, I've seen Pitch Perfect. Oh, I might know who she is. I love musicals. I have seen that.
Spider-Verse, yeah. Who was she in Spider-Verse? Is she Gwen?
What? In the animated, yeah. Okay, hold on. Focus, Thor. Focus.
Sorry. There's just not a lot of Marvel to talk about in this game.
We're about to go Marvel.
Cleveland at Detroit. Man, Detroit's favored by 9.5, but that Cleveland defense. This is one of those ones where I could see them create Jared Goof.
No. There's no way.
Against the Packers last week. It's an NFC North team. Maybe the Browns are just good against the NFC North. Who knows? No, the Lions should crush the Packers.
They just had a great game against the Ravens.
Yeah,
they did good.
Fine by Jahmyr Gibbs, they have inventive play calling again. Their offensive line looks good. And yeah, come on, right? I'm on Rob.
Right.
Right.
So I
There's
think
no
you
way
get to
they.
go first for Zombie Survivor.
But here, let's run through super quick. We talked Carolina Patriots. We talked Chargers, New York. Talked to them. Tennessee versus Houston. The two teams who desperately need a win. AFC South matchup. You know, who's going to be king of shit mountain besides the Colts this year? Texans need to get it together. Titans, are you going to be 0-4? Brutal start for Cam Ward. I'm so sorry, man. People need to talk about you more. And then the last game that we haven't talked about, that we haven't touched on, is Jacksonville at San Francisco. I'm leaning towards Jacksonville in this one because of all of the injury issues that I've talked about in San Francisco. And this is the toughest team the 49ers have faced this year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. They're undefeated. Show some respect.
They're undefeated. But again, the Jags are the toughest team they've faced this year so far. They're just so hurt, man. And the Jags are not. They have Josh Allen on the defensive side making plays, causing fumbles. And yeah, I mean, I just trust Liam Cohen's offense just more than I trust the hurt 49ers. Brock Purdy is practicing, though. Maybe they get their starting QB back, which is huge. Who's even favored in this game? San Francisco is favored by 3.5. Wow. I think that's a good underdog pick. All right, you want to talk about Zombie Survivor?
Dog picks. Sorry, you got me in parlay mode. Well, yeah, I was going to ask you because you get to go first, and I'm just curious, Thor.
Yeah, my pick's not in danger, so I don't think it matters who goes first this time. So to catch everybody up, Zombie Survivor pick, because I picked the Packers like a lot of people last week. Kevin picked the Cardinals, which I told him was extremely risky. He said, no, their defense is special.
We almost pulled it off.
They're missing 4 DBs, etc. Since we both lost, there is a jersey on the line. Whoever loses has to get the other person a jersey of their choice. We both lost. It's a wash. We're zombies.
From the dead.
Back from the dead. So yeah, Kevin, you cannot pick the Cards, Bills, Broncos. I'll spoil it. I'm picking the Bills, the 15.5-point favorites. I mean, what could go wrong? Right? I picked an 11.5-point favorites last week. What could go wrong?
I really thought you were going to bet against the Browns again, to be honest. I was waiting for it.
That'd be funny. I mean, the Lions are a very solid pick. I haven't picked them
I'm
yet.
picking the Lions. I'm picking the Lions.
The Lions? All right.
Well, I was hoping you wouldn't pick them because you were maybe dissuaded from your Browns getting beaten by the Browns last week, but I don't think they're going to do it again. So now I think is the time to bet against the Browns.
Now I think it's a little bit safer because the Browns are probably going to get like 3 wins this year. One of them's already out of the way. So statistically,
This is my logic. Exactly.
Bills Lions, very chalky. Chalky. I think we're gonna be okay this week.
I think we'll. What if we die? What if we both die again? What does that make us? Because then we're not zombies anymore.
I think at this point it's just one of us owes us a jersey. Unless we wash. We're gonna start running low on teams. It's gonna happen for sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm enjoying it a lot less. It is fun. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it this much, to be honest with you.
Fun. It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah. All right. Is it time?
All right. The Gridiron Thunder. Super fast, super parlay. We run through all the teams. We pick them. We spend a couple dollars hoping for a couple thousand.
1 million. 1 million. Sometimes playoffs tend to be crazy when it comes to odds and stuff. But anyway. Oops, wrong buttons. Apologies. All right, so Super Parlay.
We got a lot of weird games this week. I'll say it. We got a Dublin game this week. It's weird.
Starting with Thursday, tomorrow, Seahawks versus Cardinals. Both 2-1 teams. -125 towards the Seahawks. Not a huge difference.
Seahawks.
Vikings, Steelers.
This is a tough one.
Both 2-1. -145 for the Vikings, which I think makes sense.
I think it makes sense. I like Wentz. I think Brian Flores is going to really screw with Aaron Rodgers.
I agree.
Vikings.
Next up is Titans versus Texans. King of Shit Mountain. -350 for the Texans. They're hugely favored. +280 for the Titans.
Hugely favored?
Yeah.
Their defense is too good. Devin Singletary. I mean, they've had a really rough schedule for where they're at this year. They just have too much. I don't think the Titans are going to be able to keep up. I think they're favored for a reason.
I agree. Commanders, Falcons. Interesting. They're both pretty equal.
This one could be a little spicy to pick the Falcons.
Well, it's only -1. They're -105,
Yeah.
which is like it's really close.
It is. It's a coin flip game. I want to lean towards the Commanders, especially if Jaden Daniels is playing, which he is.
I was gonna say, do we not know?
But they're missing Terry McLaurin. Are the changes that the Falcons made actually going to do something? You know what? I'm going to go with Commanders. I want the Falcons to have a top 5 pick next year because the Rams on their first round picks.
Saints Bills, all in on Saints, +900.
Bet the house. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
dude.
no. Bills -1600. They're freaking going in.
Zero money. Bet $200. You get $201.
Browns Lions
Lions, man. There's no way. Right?
-550. -550 is pretty crazy. Yeah, people don't believe in the Browns.
No way.
Panthers Patriots
This is a tough one. Patriots are pretty heavily favored. Whoa.
-250. Not super duper heavy, but yeah, they have quite the lean.
I see. It was tougher for me to pick that, but like I said, it came down to what QB do I trust, and I lean towards Drake May. Patriots.
Chargers Giants, pretty easy. -300 to the Chargers.
Chargers. It's got
Eagles Buccaneers. This one is actually not as favored towards the Eagles as I would expect. It's -190.
Bucks are good. I just think they're too hurt. I really do. And
it's the Eagles.
And it's the Eagles, man. It's annoying.
Colts versus Rams.
Colts Rams. This is a tough one.
-190. Rams are favored right now.
McVay has a very good record coming off a loss, which really separates the good coaches from the bad coaches. This is by far the toughest team the Colts have played this year. So I'll trust the McVay after loss record, where I think he's only lost back-to-back games like 3 times in the entire time he's been a Rams head coach.
Wow, interesting stat. That's a good call out. We'll see. I mean, the Colts they're a meme for a reason right now, so it's scary, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's scary. I'll be nervous about it for sure.
Jaguars, 49ers. 49ers undefeated, -185 against Jaguars. Jaguars are the underdogs, +150.
Ooh,
so you're
yes.
saying this is the underdog pick that you called out earlier.
Yep.
You want to go Jags?
Yeah, the
I'm for
49ers,
it.
it's so hurt, dude. It's just...
Yeah, no, I'm for it. Ravens, Chiefs. Pretty close.
Ravens.
Like you said, Ravens are favored, -150.
Yeah, I just don't think the Chiefs will be able to.
Bears, Raiders. Exactly the same odds, -110.
Bears. Let's go, Caleb. Let's stack a couple wins.
It's crazy that it's exact. I think the Bears are the obvious. I don't know. I guess
it's because the Bears are technically favored, but the Raiders are at home. So it's super close, but the Raiders get the home field advantage, which if you've been to a Raiders game, it is not a home field advantage. So
yeah, not ever since Vegas.
Nope.
They get raided by other teams, by other fans. Yeah,
because
we're a tourist spot.
Hey, I'm a Bears fan. Let's go to the Bears Raiders game in Vegas, and I can spend a week there. You know. Yeah.
The Golden Knights kind of had this issue at the very beginning, but because they had that. Not to go on a hockey tangent, but like when the Golden Knights first got going, it was actually kind of rough. They weren't winning games right away. Yeah, they had the same problem the Raiders had. Other fan bases would raid the stadium, and nobody was a Knights fan. But when the Vegas shooting happened in October that same year,
Vegas strong.
All of a sudden the Knights like went undefeated for like a long minute, and the whole town rallied around them. It was like this huge magical thing.
And they went to the Stanley Cup, and then 2 years later they won the
So then they got rid of that Vegas problem, and they have a home fan base. But the Raiders haven't done that. Yeah, but the Raiders haven't done that.
Aren't homegrown either, though.
Exactly. So there's a lot of things.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's just sports talk.
The Super
Packers. It's not super fast. No, that's part of my trick. We're going to slow it down. Packers versus Cowboys. Packers. Easy. Not even going to talk about it.
Easy.
Cowboys don't deserve it.
This is a tough one.
Jets, Dolphins.
This is a tough one. I'm leaning Jets.
We'll talk about it. Bengals, Broncos. This is the last one.
Broncos.
Okay. Now, before we call it, so really quick, right now we're at $2, $2,296.54. But I'm going to force you as part of my witch trick to change 2 of your picks.
2?
You have to pick 2 and you have to change them.
You sucker. All right. Well, then I think I would pick the Falcons.
So Falcons over Commanders.
over the Commanders. And the game I was I think it would have to be Miami and New York. Because I was thinking the two games I was deciding between were Carolina and New England and Miami and New York. And I feel like Miami and New York is more of a coin flip.
All right. I agree with those changes. And the reason I'm doing this, just to explain, is that your data's solid and your predictions are always spot on -2, because there's always those two teams that just kind of like fuck it up. So it's like, all right, we have to plan against ourselves. Go with your gut, write it down, and then play destiny and force two teams that you probably wouldn't actually pick, but those might be the ones that actually get us over the hump.
But did that improve our odds at all?
It did. So now our total winnings is going to be 1,776, which means we're making
earlier.
Right, but we just changed those two teams. So our odds our total got but
my bad.
When the winnings are lower, that means our chances are better. Oh no. We're not making more money. But again, we might actually win this one.
Probably not. But
we're gonna win this one, guys.
Maybe.
This is it. This is the moment. Anyway, I put it in. That's not a bad take for $2, Ben. That's not a bad take at all.
Of course, it's a lottery ticket. It's way better than the lottery ticket, honestly. Yeah, fun week. I'm excited.
All right, I think that's everything we wanted to cover.
That is it.
Yeah, week 4 is quite. I wasn't expecting week 4 to be this spicy. I feel like week 2 was kind of a letdown, and then week 3 just blew up.
Yeah, it was fun. After week 4 is done, there's 17 games, so it's a little bit funky. I missed the 16 game schedule because it was just quarter. But basically, when week 4 is done, we will be a quarter of the way through the season. Technically, a little bit over, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the season's a quarter of the way done.
I don't like thinking about it that way. It
makes
it feel too fast.
Sand in the hourglass of the football season.
All right. I think you need to go to bed. You're waxing poetic. You're getting delusional.
All right. For Gridiron Thunder, I have been Thor. He has been Kevin. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, y'all.